What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Lineman Live. Started a little bit late there. Sorry about that. Had some technical issues we had to take care of, but we're all good to go now. Gonna be a quick one today. Because we are gonna be live streaming tomorrow for the first day of the NFL draft.
Right.
We're gonna start about 10 minutes prior to the draft, live streaming, and we will give our commentary on the picks as they go. Now, something that may change the course of the draft, at least for one team, my Jacksonville Jaguars.
We know what they're not going to do.
We know what they're not going to do now, because they just today extended Cam Robinson, a left tackle who on Pro Football Focus, out of 88 tackles in the NFL, graded out as the 50th ranked tackle, just got 3 years, $54 million from the Jags. Now, they paid a lot for that. They paid a lot for a guy who, maybe hasn't played up to that money. That's Trent money we're talking about right there. 3 years, 54 mil, 18 a year. That's Trent money. That's big Trent money. And I mean, I would be hard pressed to find an argument. Find an argument that could put him in the same breath as Trent Williams in terms of production on the field. I just don't, just don't see that.
I mean, maybe Trent Brown.
Yeah, maybe Trent Brown, or Levi Brown or something, but not Trent Williams.
And the Oakland version of Trent Brown, not even the New England.
For real, not even the New England. But, I look at this and, I honestly think that it's all that they can do. For the next year, maybe next free agency too, it's going to be hard for Jacksonville to get players in the door. It's going to be hard for them to get guys in the door who are, upper tier players, without having to pay them an exorbitant amount of money. That's what they're doing with, mid-tier players right now. You can argue whether Christian Kirk is mid-tier. I would argue that he is a upper level-ish slot, but not more than a mid or average receiver if you try to put him in a position where he's going to carry more of the load. It's just not going to be, he's just not that guy. Not to me. But
I guess we'll see this year.
This is the poison they got to pick. They got to pick their poison. They're either going to overpay cats who are here, overpay cats who want to try and get them to come here, or they're going to have to win in the draft. And I mean, honestly, if you're looking at the history, the GM they got, the franchise's history of the first round,
not looking too good.
I ain't rolling my dice on that. I'm not taking that one. So I can't necessarily blame them for getting him a deal to at least know that they have a guy who has experience out there who's going to be playing, and maybe you see him elevate his play. When the environment's different, maybe you have better production. You have stability at the head coach position now. You should have stability on the offense in regard to your coordinator. There's going to be a culture and a system in place because Doug Peterson is a guy who has shown that he can who he can build a team's culture and he can set them up for success. So those are the reasons that I would not have a problem totally with extending Cam in there. It's only 3 years. Now you got to be honest.
True. I mean,
3 years means you got one.
Yeah.
3 years is basically your first year. You're guaranteed. The second year, third year, those are going to be a year-by-year basis decision, because if you go down in production any lower than what you had in that first season, they're gonna sign somebody in free agency.
Yeah,
they're going to get somebody in there.
I'm assuming it's like 20 guaranteed or something like that. But I mean, this is the Jags. They might have fully guaranteed this shit.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give them everything. We trust them. We trust them. So, there's been, I'd say it's been, there's been mixed reaction to this amongst people in the online sphere. But there's one clip that I wanted to look at here that I think is kind of a good encapsulation of what this draft really means for Jacksonville. I mean, this is what it boils down to. We're gonna hear from Kyle Brandt, and we're gonna go through this and talk about it as we go. So I'll be pausing it at some points. Kind of want to avoid any copyright issues there as well. So just be patient with that. But here is Kyle Brandt on Jacksonville at number 1.
I look at Jacksonville right now. Like, they got to get their act together. Like, they got to get their life together as a team. They're stumbling around Vegas, drunk and broke with a bloody nose. 2 years in a row with the number 1 overall pick. Let's just set the context here. Jacksonville, 4 head coaches in 7 years. Over the last decade, they averaged 4.2 wins a year, and that's the season. That includes a season with 10. And also, I looked at their first-round draft picks, of which they've had so many, and so many in the top 10. 10 players in 10 years prior to last year. 2 of them.
Doesn't everybody have first-round draft pick every year?
The league. So,
yeah, go ahead.
So doesn't everybody get a first-round draft pick every year? I know what he's trying to say, but
yeah. So look, there are some points that he makes there that are legitimate points.
And y'all ain't broke.
You're looking at a Jacksonville team that over the course of the last 10 years, from 2012 to 2022, 1 playoff appearance, one winning season.
Well, you said there was a 10-win season in there.
The 10-win season. That was the winning
that was
season.
it. Shit.
That was it.
Wow.
That was it. Let me verify this.
So that means y'all had 30 wins in the other 9 years.
I think in the 10 years, Jaguars record. Let's see, Jacksonville Jaguars. Whew, shit. Okay, so 2012. Yeah, you got. Okay, this is it. Let me show you guys just so y'all can see. Get you a little look at this.
Man, this is gonna be fun.
Because I mean, I can show you better than I can tell you. This is not a. So these are the records over the last 10 years in Jacksonville: 2-14, 4-12. I was on these 2 teams. This one was particularly ugly, 2012. But 2-14, 4-12, 3-13, 5-11, 3-13, 10-6, 5-11, 6-10, 1-15, 3-14.
God dang, man.
Shit. That's nasty. That is nasty. Oh, that's disgusting. So look, there has been a lot of ineptitude. Just a lot of incompetent management of this franchise. I mean, look, the Bengals arguably were worse. The Browns, they were worse.
They were worse. Maybe the Lions.
So at some point, the Lions, yes, the Lions, yeah, they were worse too. About the same, because they went to the playoffs in 2014. It's bad. It's bad management, bad everything. I mean, look, you had the best quarterback in the NFL. You traded him. You made him not want to play there anymore, and then you traded him. You disrespected guys left and right. Leonard Fournette, he got the Super Bowl ring. Jalen
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey, he has a Super Bowl ring.
Super Bowl ring. Hey.
So what does that mean? You're the guys who drafted them. They were our marquee players.
Let them walk.
So what does that mean? That means that you've been fucking up. You are drunk in Vegas. You done lost all your money. You done got mugged in the alleyway. You came in there with a nice suit. You got off the plane in a nice teal suit, silk, feather in your cap, little yellow feather in the cap, with the Jaguar print band going around the hat. You had a pocket full of hundreds, big face blue hundreds, and then you got beat the hell up for an entire decade. Now you got a whole neck beard just on the corner of Koval fucking and Flamingo, just looking for some change.
Down at the Nugget.
You know what I mean? Just eating dirt every night. I mean, it's been rough. So here we are. You know, this is just what this guy believes. Now, let me know if the audio is on when I hit play, because I switched tabs and I don't know if it shared the audio. Let's see.
Okay. What I want from Jacksonville is I want a double. I don't want I want a strong, solid double. I don't prefer the word safe. I prefer the word solid. We gotta get on the plane. We gotta get home. We gotta get our act together, do some laundry, pay some bills, get dressed, take a shower. The idea to be like, we're gonna draft the best player in this draft. Draft somebody who you really like. Aiden Hutchinson, the only slight against him seems to be that his ceiling is low, which I think is nonsense to begin with. I really do think it is BS, and I've talked about it. Some of his measurables.
Okay, so yes, I agree on that. The Jags don't need to. You're not drafting an all-world guy here, no matter who you get.
I don't think there's any of those
somebody
in the whole draft.
You just need to draft somebody who's going to fit in your system. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Nobody, people are going to holler about the number 1 overall pick for the first 16 hours after the draft. Then it's going to be over with. Nobody's going to give a fuck anymore because they don't expect you to do shit. So they're, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, well, this is going to make this. Oh, it's going to make them. They're in a position to be competitive. No, they're not. Nobody is going to be thinking you're going to be competing against anybody in true competitive form until they get to the preseason and get to training camp, get to see what you look like as a team. The draft is just one step to get closer to that. Mm-hmm. So as Jags fans, don't get overhyped and don't allow yourself to be disappointed on based on who they pick. If they pick Aiden Hutchinson, then you would assume, at least I would assume, that they're probably going to run a 4-3 defense this year. Because you're not going to stand him up at outside linebacker and ask him to rush somebody. You're not going to slide him in on the 3 technique and ask him to rush. No, you're not going to put him on the 5 over the tackle and ask him to rush as a rusher without having a full 4-man front. So you would assume that they're going to be running a 4-3. If they pick Tavon Walker, then there's a good chance that they're going to be running that the Jags will likely be running a hybrid 3-4 defense because they're going to try and have him as a versatile player to drop into coverage and to rush the quarterback in special situations. He's not going to be an every down rusher because he wasn't an every down rusher in Georgia.
Yeah.
He was a guy who could drop into coverage, who could play the middle third as good as anybody else in the country. And, he made plays instinctively. And when you have certain situations where you can add him in on a blitz, that's where you get special plays from him. But, these are things that are going to give you the insights into what the Jaguars are thinking as a franchise, what they're looking to gear the team toward with this first overall pick. I don't think that they're going to necessarily consider the number 1 overall pick to be the face of this franchise, because we already know who the face of the franchise is, and there's nobody who's taking that away from him anytime soon. He is going to be the face until his contract is up.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. So it's not a matter of
they got to make him a lifer.
Yeah, they're trying to make the Jaguars' goal should be, and I'm willing to assume it is that Trevor Lawrence is the only quarterback in a Jacksonville uniform for the next at least decade. I mean, that's the kind of goal that you should be. That's what everything is being built towards, and it has to be built towards, because it doesn't, you can't. You're getting a second number 1 overall in a draft that's not considered a very strong draft. So the number 1 overall may be like the 10th or 15th in a good draft,
right,
from this year. You know what I mean? He may be picked 10 or 15, maybe 20, to be honest. But Jaguars should just be drafting on what they need and what fits what the design of the team is going to be. Not on best available. I don't care if it's best available unless you've already hit all your goals. Right. Then you can go best available. But, there was speculation that Shad Khan wants Hutchinson and Balky wants Walker. And that's like where they are kind of stuck right now because we got an owner trying to decide who the fuck they should pick when he made the decision last time, and we see how that played out. Stop, just back away and let the professionals handle this shot, please. Go buy us a new stadium.
Put a roof on that bitch.
If you want to help, put a roof over this shit so we don't die when we're playing because we're close every year.
Oh, fuck. You see Jerry Jones' press conference with Stephen Jones?
Oh, man. Did you see the pressure on his face? He was just
That's what this makes me think of. Like, when the pick goes good, like, I wanted the guy.
Yeah.
When the pick is dog shit, who's that motherfucker?
I keep letting these guys pick the players.
Oh.
I mean, that's
rich.
and again, man, it's like they shouldn't even be like Shad Khan shouldn't even be like putting his input in on this, dude. Like you're the one who picked Urban Meyer.
Yeah, go hang out in your fucking mega yacht
somewhere. Go to your yacht.
And just come back next week and be like, who we get?
Yeah.
Surprise me.
Like who we got, boys? Who we got? Like, dude, get out of the fucking war room. You're not making calls anymore. You made a call, and it was unarguably the worst call ever made in the history of professional football.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want now? What do you want to do now? You want to top that?
Like, has a coach ever been fired within his first year before this? I mean, I had one quit. But he wasn't fucking fired.
Look, he should have been fired after week 4, and everybody knows that. The only reason he wasn't fired is because if he was fired in week 4, I think it would have been worse. I think if he was fired in week 4, it would have been like you literally hired the work. No, you know what? If he would have been fired in week 4, you might have recovered by the end of the season as far as like reputation. Just people don't just look at you and laugh when they see you coming off the plane like, that's Shad Khan. That's the guy who hired fucking Urban Meyer. Now it's like, that's the fucking guy who hired Urban Meyer. Like, Urban Meyer is like synonymous
now it's a punchline
with complete and total failure. Like, failure complete. Like Darth Vader said, your failure is complete. Like, it was that bad, dude.
That's him. He's got to wear that now.
He's got to wear that, and this franchise has got to wear that for eternity. Because anytime anybody does a top 10 on worst coaches in sports ever, and I'm talking about sports ever, Urban Meyer's going to be on that list. That's guaranteed. He'll be on the list of the worst sports coaches ever. And as far as the NFL and football goes, he'll be at number 1.
Yeah.
Because you can't really show me any coach that's done that bad. Who like didn't even really like understand. He didn't know what was going on. He was like, who the fuck is 99? They talking about this dude is a game wrecker. Who is he?
Only the best player in the fucking league.
This guy, they said he's a game wrecker. I'm looking him up on my phone on the Google and wow. Jesus Christ, look at these tackles. All right, we gotta what's our game plan? What's our game plan? Dude, we're doing pregame warm-ups. What do you mean? Like, what's our game plan?
Oh no!
I thought we were playing Trent Dilfer's Rams.
Right, this isn't. I thought we were playing Bowling Green.
All right, let's get through the rest of this.
Goodness. Compared to guys like Myles Garrett and Khalil Mack, among others. But I look at that guy, and there is no way, just no way, he's going to be a bust. I don't know if he's going to be Reggie White, but I know he's going.
I mean, look, man, and I'm just looking at these like this play. Come on, let's see. Look at this guard. I mean, look at this tackle. Watch how terrible this set is. He's setting like a guard. And now, let me run it in full speed.
And there's no way.
I mean, look at, damn it.
Just no way.
Look at how
paired a guy.
Oh my God. I keep
like
thinking
Myles
I'm
Garrett and Khalil Mack, among others. But I look at that guy and there is no.
Look how wide his hands are.
Yeah, that's trash.
He's got both hands spread out sideways. I mean, you should be going through his chest with a bull rush right down. I mean, he'll be flat on his back right here. You'll hop over him. Then I'd have been like, yeah, that's a number one right there.
No way.
How did he get you to rush wider?
Right.
How did he get you to rush wider?
I mean, if the quarterback has any kind of awareness here.
No way.
The quarterback should just step up right here.
Yeah, just kind of go where that running back is right now.
Yep, just step up right in between the running back and the guard area right here. And one of these cats, if he can get back here, he's wide open. If he can get across here, he's wide open. But look, he made him actually rush wider.
Just no way.
He went to where he was.
Shouldn't have. Look at his pocket.
I don't know what the quarterback's doing.
It's going to be wide open.
I mean, look at all this green grass right there at
what are you doing, quarterback?
20-yard line or whatever that is.
He's going to be a buck.
And even then, he almost got out of there.
I don't know.
Nah, he got him. But, I mean, come on. That's just.
He's going to be Reggie White. But I know he's going to be rock solid. You make
Where is
plays next year. Let's get to 8-8. Let's 9-8. Let's put together some goodwill. We're Jacksonville and we matter and we don't have the number one overall pick. So their last 10 years has been such a disaster. It really has. A disaster. Get on base. Don't do something stupid. Don't Jags this up. Take Aiden Hutchinson and start thinking about picking the 32 as their second one.
Don't jag it up.
Wait, he thinks that guy is going to get them to 8-8.
No, there's no way.
Or 8-9.
There's no way. That guy is not a prime-time pass rusher. You just saw come on, dude. We've seen cats who can rush QBs. We know what they look like when they're rushing.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that a left tackle can underset you and then reach with both arms wide like this, expose his entire chest to you.
And you just run
here, bull rush me into the fucking knees of the quarterback so that his career can be over. And he didn't even take it. He actually, he did a swim against air and got wider.
Yeah, he ran further away from the guy.
If the quarterback had any pocket presence at all, he would have known that he could have stepped up and given himself maybe another 2 seconds to throw the ball. Uh-oh. We lost Justin. He'll be back. But you folks get my point. That's why I've been saying it since day one. I'm not sold on this cat. I'm not sold on him, and I would never. It would be a mistake to pick him at number one. It'd be a mistake. There you go. It would be a mistake to pick him at number one. That's just to me. That's not something that's it's a big deal to me. I think that you can find more versatile players who can fit that position. And I mean, again, we all know that there is no true number one overall in the same regard that you usually see it in the NFL. It's just not there this year.
Yeah, this is just picking for fit or for your scheme.
Yes,
and like you said earlier, he seems kind of locked in at that 4-3 in position. So I think he's like 6'7".
Yeah, like he's not a guy you can rush off the edge. You can't stand him up. It's not going to work.
He's not playing fucking Sam or like Will on a 3-4 or nothing like that.
If you drop him in the coverage, the offense knows what you're doing automatically.
No, I know where we're throwing
I know you're blitzing others. Yeah, I know where we're throwing it. Right over by him.
I don't even care if we could be running. I mean, we're checking.
Hey, I'm gonna call the RPO. We're gonna RPO right into that shit.
I know we had a run over here, but now we're throwing at this guy.
Yeah, we're gonna check. Eagle 6.
I'm gonna put my running back in the flat and dare this guy to tackle him
and see if he can actually like move his hips because that running back's about to get busy on it.
But I mean, as long as he's just putting his hand in the dirt and rushing the passer, I mean, I think He'll eventually be okay.
Look, I'm not saying he's not going to be a great player or he's not going to be a good player. I'm saying that greatness,
not a typical number one.
you can see that in the player, especially defensive end. You can see it. There's just such a level of dominance that you're just like, oh my God, nobody can block him.
Yeah,
like,
it should be
Julius
like
Peppers.
We can't even run our offense.
We can't even run our offense. Like this guy is just like when Julius Peppers was playing in North Carolina, that team sucked. That team sucked. But Julius Peppers, you just witnessed him keep them in the game by himself. He would keep that defense in it because if the offense has to throw the ball, well, Julius Peppers is going to sack a quarterback. That's just what's going to happen. I mean, the dude was catching alley-oop dunks on the basketball team.
Right.
He played in the NCAA tournament too. The dude's a freak. That is a generational talent. You know, like I don't see that in Aiden Hutchinson. And you know, he'll be a solid player. He'll be a what's his name? Kyle Vanden Bosch. He'll be a Kyle Vanden Bosch kind of guy. He'll be a solid run protector. You know, and he'll make a play if the rest of the D-line is getting pressure. He could make a play on that quarterback because in the league it's going to be different. But
also true.
He's not going to, you know, he'll have success here and there. I think he'll be a solid player. I just don't think that he's going to be a guy who's going to come out and pull, you know, double-digit sacks in any season of his career. I just don't see that.
Yeah, I think all these guys, I imagine will be solid.
Yeah, they'll be solid.
These
they're
edge guys. But yeah, I don't see like I mean, obviously there's no fucking LTs anymore.
Yeah, no.
Anyone even of that ilk.
Yeah, no. You're not seeing guys who are when you see them rushing quarterbacks, you usually see the feet of the tackles at some point up in the air because they just it's just overwhelming force. You know, and they change games. Like those guys, they not only make tackles in the backfield, they not only sack quarterbacks, they get interceptions. They bat balls down. You know, those guys usually have multiple different things that they bring to a game that changes the game. And you know, he doesn't have that. That's pretty much. I think it's safe to say that he's just not that guy. He's not that guy. I don't think Julius Peppers is underrated, Leif, to be honest. I'm looking here in the chat, hear what you guys are saying. I don't think Julius Peppers is underrated at all. Dude, when he was in I remember the year he was in Chicago?
I mean, he was one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah. When he's in Chicago, we're game planning. They're like, all right, Eugene, got Peppers this week. Motherfuckers would be like, oh, good luck, brother. Good luck.
Yeah, I remember.
Good luck.
We were in the division with him, so I mean, luckily I wasn't blocking him a lot.
Yeah. You're watching while you're blocking. There's sometimes I'll be watching while I'm blocking my guy, like, ooh.
They're just
you're on the right side, you can kind of see the left side.
Don't make him mad.
Hey, that's what we used to say to Big Hainsworth. Be like,
he might get one or two, but just good job. Good job.
If you get him, don't talk shit. Huh? What you mean? If you block him, don't talk shit to him. Why?
Just trust me.
Yeah, just trust me. You don't want to do that.
Oh,
you never want to talk smack to somebody who's having a bad game. That's like when I played Dominic Sue. I'm over here bullying them, and I almost started talking shit. And I was like, wait, don't do that. Don't say nothing to him. Because you make him mad, he's going to decide to play. He's going to pull some shit out that I ain't seen on film.
Right.
And he will win that. He will win that. And if he wins that, it'll probably be on a crucial play. No, don't do that.
When did you start spinning? You don't spin.
Yeah. Where'd that spin move come from, you son of a bitch? And I'll hold him too. I don't care.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I didn't really ever get holding calls, but I think the most I got like maybe 1 or 2 in like the majority of my career, but then there was 1 year when I got 3 in one game.
Damn.
It was a good game until all because it happened in like 5 plays.
Oh shit.
I was like, oh God. There was this young cat who came in the game. He started doing some shit. I was like, golly. Like,
That's
this
the
is a
worst.
change of fucking tempo.
That's the worst. But like the starter goes out and this fucking guy comes in.
The starter went out and I started going against this cat.
Like,
and I'm
barely like you can't even find film on him. You know, you might have.
And he is just. And D linemen, they usually get the fucking snap count down within the first quarter. So this is third quarter, and this cat is coming off the snap so damn fast. I'm like, wait, what is going on? So I tried to hit him with a quick just with a quick jump set. And that cat hit my hands as soon as I shot him, he smacked my hands out the way. I was like, oh my God. I just reached back and grabbed him right in the collar of his pads and just yanked him down. He's all got his arms in there. I'm just like,
live to fight another day, man.
Hey, then it happened 2 more times that drive. I was like, my O-line coach was like, what the fuck is going on? 3 holds.
Oh, shit.
I said, look, coach, we got in the end zone, okay? We got in the end zone, all right? Yeah. Anyways, moving on from this, we're going to quickly rank our top 10 as far as our O-line, our final O-line top 10 for the draft, which will be tomorrow. Remember, we'll be live streaming tomorrow for the NFL draft. 8 p.m. Eastern is when the draft starts. We'll probably start up about 10 minutes before that. So make sure you check your notifications, hit that bell so that you get notified when the stream preview goes up. But we got our top 10 here. We're going to make this as quick as we can. We got our top 10. This is what it was set at when we began watching film. Now, I couldn't find a template that would make something like this so that I could move it around. So we're just gonna wing it. Just gonna wing it, guys. So we're looking here, and I'll say this: the bottom 5, 6 probably can stay the same. In my opinion, I would, if we're starting at number 10 overall, honestly, I would put Darian Canard at number 10. No, I'm sorry. No. That's not what I meant. I meant Daniel Falele at number. I would keep him at number 10. That's the big boy. That's like 390. Fair. Yeah, that's a big fair. Boy. He's got some work to do. We'll keep him at number 10. He's, a big guy. He needs to probably drop 20 or 30. He needs to get down to about 350 so that he can move a little bit faster.
Yep.
I think that a lot of what we saw on film with him was that he just didn't get anywhere particularly fast, and it made it hard.
He just lumbers around.
Around.
It's going to happen at damn near 400 pounds.
That's something that's working against him right now. So I would say, that affected. You could tell that affects his play, and in the league, they're just going to need to move faster than that. I would say that this is a guy who probably, honestly, I think this is a guy who's not even going to get drafted. I don't think he would be drafted. I wouldn't draft him.
Someone's going to take a flyer.
If they got space, if they got some extra picks from trades, they might.
Yeah, something like that.
But I keep him at number 10. Number 9. Now here they have Nicholas Petit Frere. I mean, I keep him there.
Yeah, down here, it's going to be kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, interchangeable down here. I would say that this is a guy who didn't, he was just, he was all right, but he didn't seem like a guy who really forced the issue on a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking back at my jotted down some grades and notes and whatnot.
Yeah, what notes you got on him?
Pretty middle of the road to poor technique wise. Really
he's the guy we gave some minuses to start, huh? We gave him a bunch of minuses.
I mean, probably a guy that's been a just good enough athlete most of his life to get by with poor technique, but that's coming to an end in about 5 months here.
Yeah.
Really in about a week.
Oh yeah. Now, quick sidebar. Somebody went and pulled the data. They said your PFR page only has the highest amount of holds you committed in a year at 2 in 2013. Yep. 2013. Whoa. Yeah, 2013. Whoa. That was 2013? That was the year we played Tampa at home. Yeah. Better check 2012. Ooh. All right, let's keep going. At number 8, Darian Canard. This is another guy who I thought was, what notes do you have on him? Because I'm trying to remember what we saw on him on film. If I don't remember, then it means he wasn't very notable.
Damn. Hold on a second.
University of Kentucky.
Oh, here we go. Similar issues. Technique. I have, out of 10 plays, about 40%, pluses on technique. Good effort. Assignments were good across the board, but it's just, I think that'll be the biggest knock on most of these guys, because there's just not enough good coaching of the O-line, especially at this level. You're probably looking at the top. The schools you typically see in the top 25, they're going to have a little better coaching, but hell, Ohio State, their top 3 program, year in, year out, top 5, and still had a guy, and maybe it's not the coach. Maybe he's just not coachable. I don't know. But
or maybe, maybe, again, like coaches in college is different from the NFL in a big way in that regard. A lot of O-line coaches in college are not O-line coaches. They're not true O-line coaches. Like you said, top programs, yes, they have guys who've been O-line coaches across different universities that they bring in, or guys who maybe were O-line coaches for a few years in the NFL, then come back down to college. So they bring, and those guys end up being and having O-lines that are pretty damn good, or they're able to recruit well from it as well. But a lot of these guys, the majority, are going to have bad technique, and that makes it difficult to a certain extent in, evaluating, because we know what good technique looks like. And if you're not seeing, you have to find something that you can build on with these guys, even though you realize that their technique is not very good. A lot of times that comes down to, well, how are they with leverage? Does the guy play low naturally? Does he play with good effort? Does he react well to difficult situations where you might get games? Does he react well to blitzes? How does he react to them? And that's where you can kind of see differences in just natural ability, because a lot of times when you get in those kind of situations, for college players, all technique goes out the window. They just trying to survive the play. They just trying to make sure they get in the way of something, and in the league, you get trained to fall back on the techniques you've been taught. When situations get really volatile, you then start you just stop thinking and start doing what you've been taught. And that's what allows you to make blocks. Because a lot of times you know what to do. In college, you know what to do, but when shit don't look like it looked like on them cards, you're not sure if you know what to do.
Right.
So
right.
Things can get dicey there.
Yeah. I also remember him looking pretty heavy. I think,
that's how I mistaked him in this filet lay. Yeah.
If I remember right, he's the one that was the thick ass boy.
Yeah, the thick ass boy. That thick ass boy.
Which, hell
yeah,
it has its advantages, being stout and whatnot. But
we got a spammer in the damn webcam chat in the chat. But we got to take care of. Who do I? You know what? I'm about to get. Hey, Leif. I'm about to give you moderator. So moderator status there. So keep a lookout on that stuff for me, would you, my friend? Mr. Slaughter, he's there as well. as a moderator. So, guys, look out for the spams. Thank you very much.
I also feel like the game we watched, he might have been injured. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he didn't play the whole game, right?
Yeah, I think he got rolled up mid-game or something. But still, if you're gonna be out there, we're gonna grade you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're out there, you're getting evaluated.
And just like look at Baker Mayfield. We don't give you any fucking extra credit because your other shoulder is fucked up.
Yeah.
You decide to play.
You should have known. If you didn't want to get talked about bad after the season and have your coaches betray you like that, you shouldn't have played when you was hurt. That way they wouldn't have been able to.
You can always wonder what if.
True. So 10, 9, and 8, I think we keep those as they are. I actually think 7 stays as it is as well. Trevor Penning, that was a guy out of Northern Illinois. Now or Northern Iowa. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it Northern Iowa or North? Yeah, Northern.
That
Iowa.
was Northern Iowa. Northern Illinois is like red and white or something.
Penning was, I felt like Penning was just a guy. Didn't really see a ton of I didn't see anything special as far as natural talent with him. But that's a guy who could be a rotation guy as far as I'm concerned with O-line, because he's not like awful. He looks like he can play O-line, but he's not necessarily, he's not imposing. There's not any special characteristic there. But again, I think that he's a guy that, he'll be a guy who can get into the top 8 on the O-line as a swing guy. That'll be probably his best situation. But I think we can keep. He's a big guy. Yeah.
He's a big body. I remember his effort standing out, which will carry you quite a ways. And I think he had a pretty good understanding of the game as well. I think I had him graded up pretty highly for assignments as well. Would you like to see a phenomenal athlete, knee bend and all type of agility? Yeah, that'd be great. But if you're nasty and you know what you're doing, I can put you on the field.
Yeah. Again, everything that you see, you can look at a guy and not see him as like an overwhelming athlete or anything, but he's a guy that does well enough and understands the playbook and understands the concepts enough to where you can put him in. And if somebody's hurt, you don't feel, you're not a team that feels like, oh, we got to go sign somebody, and we've had a couple of guys on the Jags who were those guys. Like, these are guys who just wasn't like, they were like the everyman. You just throw him in there. He can hold you down for a game. Don't expect him to hold you down the whole season, or don't expect like consecutive great games. Because if he has to play against any elite talent,
yeah,
he's gonna be fucked.
Probably gonna.
How fucked? We don't know.
But it's usually barbecue chicken.
Yeah, but it's usually barbecue chicken. But if he has to come in when somebody gets hurt in the third quarter, and it's a sprained ankle or something where the guy's not able to come back in, you can put him in there and he can hold you down for a half. He's fresh. As long as you're communicating with him and not leaving him to, or kind of, checking in with him at the line, like, hey, you know what you're doing on this play, right? Yeah. And I'll tell him, like, yeah, you blocking this motherfucker, we blocking him up to him. Like, I don't care if the defense knows. I want you to know so we do it the right way. But yeah, he's a guy that I think that kind of fits in that mold, just looking at him on film. Now, from 6 to 1, I think there's, and look, I understand that people are hyped on Ikwonu, on Ikem Ikwonu. I understand it. I'm Nigerian. I got love for, he's a Nigerian. I know that he's got some talent that's just there already that you can't really, that is elite kind of talent that he just doesn't have. He just doesn't possess the knowledge and the understanding of how to channel it the right way yet. And then you have Bernhard. Bernhard is a guy who's gotten a little bit of, they've been talking about him a little bit as well. Bernhard Raymond, because he comes from Austria and he learned to play football in Austria. And there have been people who have been kind of looking at these two players and have been there has been talk about them being picked higher than they probably should be picked. Much higher than they should probably be picked. And when I heard that the Jaguars,
yeah, there's about Equano at bit one.
Yeah, I would celebrate, but I would also be like, did y'all even watch his film? Like, this is not a number one overall pick. I'm sorry. Does he have number one overall talent? If you're talking about athleticism, yes, maybe.
I mean,
but he's not a number one overall pick, because the number one overall pick you're expecting to play this year. He is not ready to play this year. I would say he would be ready to play in his third year.
So he's going to take some time because he's a younger guy.
Yes.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played D-line for to start off with.
Mm-hmm. When I went to Purdue, I played defensive end when I got there. I was DN my first year. But this guy, Raymond is very stiff. He's very tall and he's very stiff. He is a 6th. He is a 6th on this list. I think that's a solid spot for him. If he had athleticism, if he had a little more athleticism, I might move him ahead of Equonu, because Equonu, and hear me out, because there's reasoning behind this. Equonu is going to be a diamond in the rough for maybe next year or his third year. That's when you're going to see him bust on the scene. His second or third year, because he needs to be coached on O-line technique, like A to Z. To Z. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have any technique. I mean, we watched the film. He was bodying people, but he wasn't blocking nobody.
Like strength, explosion, all that great. I mean, that's all great.
Yes. He was getting beat on blocks, and he was catching the guy late and bodying him. But it's like, yo, you already lost 5 yards. You already lost 5. So he has an unbelievable amount of natural athleticism, explosion, leverage, all these things, but he has no technique. If he had a little technique, I would be like, yeah, I mean, he'll definitely be a guy you need to, snatch him up. If he's there, take him. But he doesn't even have he don't have no technique, which is not a knock against him. It's just recognizing that he's a guy that you can teach.
Yeah. He's a blank slate.
He's over the next 24 months, you can teach him how to be an elite player, and he will be an elite player by the time he comes out the oven. When he's done cooking, he's going to be ready.
When that light clicks, he's going to be a monster.
He's going to be a monster. But I would, I'm going to keep him at 5. And Raymond, I mean, 6, I think he's a guy who could be a solid starter on a team that he fits the style of offense. That's a guy you got to fit on a particular kind of offense.
Yep.
He's got to be on an offense that has a more traditional offense. You can't have him back there pass setting 50 times a game. He's going to get his ass work, or maybe move him into guard as well. That's something you could think about as well. But 6, I would keep Raymond at 6. Equonu, I'd keep him at 5. And Equonu is like I said, he is an ass. He's a player who, if you look back on this maybe 5 years from now, he might be at the top of this list of all these players. He might be, because that's how good he was athletically. I was just like, man, he comes off the ball like a rocket.
Yeah,
like he got power. He's kind of a bull in the China shop, but anything he touches breaks. Shoot.
We just need to get you touching the right stuff.
Yeah, we just need you to get up and get to touching the right stuff the right way, and you might, we have something. Now, so in our top 4 here, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to say Tyler Linderbaum moves up ahead of Kenyon Green.
Man, I put him in number 1.
I think that yeah.
I mean, I know he won't be drafted highest, but if we're just talking about the best,
if we're talking about overall right here, this is where we're starting. I'm going to move him ahead of Kenyon Green. I don't think Kenyon Green's very good. Maybe I missed something watching the film. I just don't think he's very good. I think he's a little bit timid. I think he was getting pushed around a little bit in their game against Alabama, which, I mean, made me wonder, how did y'all win? but I would move him ahead of Kenyon Green. I would maybe even put him below. I would actually put Kenyon Green below.
Yeah, I was
Raymond. I would put him
down.
I would put him at 6. I would put Kenyon Green at 6 and move Raymond, Ikwonu, and Linderbaum up.
Yeah, looking back at my notes, he didn't even have great effort all the time.
Yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to be out. He looked like he was out there just kind of like, he was out there to look good, but he was just not like,
his technique
like, hey, I'm here. Yeah, I'm part of the team too.
His technique is so-so. I mean, I will say he looked like he knew his assignments. But yeah, effort was up and down for guys that are regarded that highly. Either you need to be really sound technically and on your assignments, to get away with, not finishing every single play like a maniac, or if maybe you don't quite understand all the nuances of football, but you make up for it by playing like your hair's on fire.
Yeah,
and he seemed to not really be doing either one of those things.
Yeah, I didn't like his film at all. I did not like his film at all. I would move him all the way down to 6. Now, from there, again, now we're talking about overall offensive lineman here. Overall offensive lineman, I would move Tyler Linderbaum ahead of Charles Cross and ahead of Evan Neal. I would have it Tyler Linderbaum at number 1. Because if you watch his film, and I know that I think I read somewhere that there's a little bit of a question on injuries for him, but have not looked into that much. But okay, fine. You can say that for a couple of guys on this list, I'm sure. Linderbaum is the most NFL ready player on this list, and it's not even close.
Yeah, he's doing some stuff that you see guys do on Sundays.
He's doing things you see on Sundays like it's second nature right now. This was in college. So I liked how he played against different pass rushes. He was able to sit down against bull rushes. He was able to actually pass games off to pick up blitzers. He was able to get the outside leg on pulls. He was able to get movement on the line on doubles. He was able to adjust on the run to pick up second-level players. He had good punch.
I mean, this dude was reaching once.
He was reaching 3.
He was reaching, come on, man.
Inside shades of the guard.
Like, you don't see that shit.
He was reaching D lineman, a full man away from him.
Right. Now, the one thing I think might be a problem, he's a little slight. He's listed at 290.
Yeah, that's the thing you have with centers. Centers are usually centers got to pick up 10 or 15 when they get into the league. You're
going to see some, depending on your division, if you play, like a heavy 3-4 division, you might see some 340, 350 pound cats.
350, yeah.
And they put you right on that, right on that nose.
We played against plenty of those, and Brad Meester was like 305, 307.
So it becomes a game of positioning, and because you're not going to just blow cats like that off the ball.
No.
Forget about that. Even if you are a little bigger. But
I think
a guy like that will understand his natural talents and leverage and those sorts of things, and I think he'll still have success even.
Yeah.
I think this is a guy. I think
this is a 14-year guy.
Yeah.
I think this is a 14-year guy in the league, potentially. Like, I think that's his ceiling would be like, that's the kind of guy he's going to be, 14 years. Because he's just got that, he's just, this guy's only played center. He's only played center.
He ain't moving nowhere
else. He never played tackle. He's only played center. That's how you know, because you see him playing, and he's playing like a center plays naturally. And
you don't have to worry about him moving outside or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna keep it.
You don't.
He's going to keep it right here.
I think this guy is the most polished. I think this guy is the most polished offensive lineman and the most NFL-ready offensive lineman in the draft. And after that, between Evan Neal and Charles Cross, I think everybody knows how I feel about this. Charles Cross, I would have at number 2 overall, and Evan Neal at number 3 overall. Because Evan Neal is talented. He's very talented. He's powerful. But at the same time, his technique seems to get in the way whenever things get a little heated and get a little complicated. He tends to bail on things. There were plays that I saw where he's getting, if the D end was any good, he would have beat him. I remember it. If the DM was any good, he gave up so much. He gave his inside up so badly, and the DM didn't take it. DM didn't take it. And I felt like that happened a lot, where he would just set so wide and get out there and get his hips turned immediately, facing the sideline. And these DNs are not like, let me just swim. Let me do a little breaststroke into the inside, because he's leaving that wide open. And I think he is. Look, Alabama to me is not a college team that's known for putting out offensive linemen that are as high caliber as one would think based on what they're saying about Evan Neal. But I don't see much difference in how he plays as compared to the left tackle they had last year when I did my breakdown over the Senior Bowl. They look the same. Big guys. If you run into them, they're going to block the shit out of you. If you don't, you can get around them.
This is like the one position that Bama, they got good players. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like these guys are trash.
He's not a bad player.
He'll still probably be a top 10 pick. But guys that don't really just pop out when you're watching film. I mean, obviously they got receivers out the wazoo, running backs. If you were playing 9-on-7, they'd have probably the best O-line ever.
Mm-hmm.
But not
true.
Traditionally like sound pass protectors, and that's where the game is going. They're good enough to get it done.
Yeah, honestly, tell me the last great offensive lineman out of Alabama.
Chris Samuels.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's older than us.
You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Now, Charles Cross, again, I feel like Charles Cross, outside of Linderbaum, it would be Charles Cross. So Charles Cross would be at number 2, with Linderbaum at number 1. Charles Cross is, to me, the best tackle in the draft. Mm-hmm. Polished, ready, plays with good leverage, plays with good knee bend. In his pass sets, his pass sets are consistent. He's got long arms. He doesn't shoot them very well. He doesn't shoot them with authority. He kind of sits them out there, but even when he sits them out there, guys can't get close to him. So he has them locked up. He has good reaction when it comes to taking on games. He showed that he had good reaction on the film.
Good quickness, anticipation. That's going to be really big. Loved everything I saw. Technically,
I saw a lot of pro. I saw pro style left tackle out of him.
Yeah, probably the best technique other than Linderbaum.
Yeah,
definitely, not even probably.
Yeah. So I think, what do we come out with? We got Falele at 10, Frary at 9, Canard at 8. Penning at 7. We got depending
on how far you want to drop down Green. Yeah.
I won't slap him. I won't slap him.
Well, because these are guys we're talking about like day 2 and 3, down at number 7, and potentially being like swing guys in the league. I think he's better than that.
Yeah, I would have him at 6. I would have Kenyon Green at 6. Kenyon Green would be at 6. I'd have Raymond at 5, Ikwonu at 4. I would have
Evan
Neal at 3, Cross at 2, and Linderbaum at 1 for offensive lineman rankings as a whole. So I think we're good with that, right?
Yeah. Now, obviously, where they get drafted will be.
Yeah, they're going to get drafted in different. Yeah, the hype machine will make sure they're drafted in differently. But
I mean, you're just not
take it from guys who have the experience and know when we see good players, know when we see the talent of an offensive lineman. This is the order that these guys are really, truly in reality. Yeah. That is what the top 10 will look like.
Yeah. You're just not going to see a center get drafted number 1. I don't think.
Exactly.
Probably never.
That's just. Yeah, you're never going to see a center go number 1.
I don't know if it's ever happened, but I would bet a decent amount of money that it's never happened.
Yeah, and it's not going to for the
foreseeable future. Definitely not happening moving forward. I mean, that's just not the way the game is played. It's not considered an important enough position.
Yeah, like positions are prioritized based on one. Well, I'll put it like this. In the game of football, the quarterback is the most prized position on the field. He needs to be protected. And the first thing you want to protect on him is his blind spot, which is traditionally with the right-handed quarterback, your blind spot is to the left. The left-handed quarterback, your blind spot is to the right. That's why you don't see very many left-handed quarterbacks. And the ones that do, you usually see that left tackle having to move to the right tackle because, hey, you still have to block his blind side. So, that is the hierarchy of priority. It was quarterback, guy to protect his blind side, and then guy for him to throw the ball to, and then the rest of your O-line.
Everybody else.
And then everybody else. and then on defense, we need a guy who can sack the quarterback, a guy who can intercept the ball, and a guy who can be a playmaker, whether tackling or intercepting, and then everybody else. And that's it. So that is our top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for being in here with us today. We're making it short. We're going to get ready for the live stream tomorrow for the draft. Make sure you check us out. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified once we do put up the alert for that. But I am your observer lineman, Uche Nwaneri, along here with my co-host, Justin Blaylock. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all on draft day.
Mañana.
Peace out.